I've been on YouTube for a long time now, started in 2006, over 14 years now. And I've been teaching people how to grow a channel for over 10 years now through video creators and other companies and businesses I've worked for. And here at Video Creators, we've had a lot of success doing it. I've done 3 strategies for Disney, Warner Brothers, eBay, Budweiser, HBO, MTV, Twitch. YouTube themselves has put me on their stages in New York to talk and present to brands like Levi's and McDonald's and Walmart, and we have helped our clients successfully generate over 17 billion views. Views we can actually take credit for. It has been a crazy wild ride. I love it, but I'm ready for a change. I really love what I've been doing here at Video Creators to create educational content to help creators like yourself find success and grow your YouTube channels so you can reach more people, change their lives, but also grow your businesses and meet the goals that you have for the content that you're creating. I often feel this tension between making videos that I want to create, videos I'm passionate about, topics I think you guys really need to hear, and making content that gets views. And the way you get views in any niche, but especially here, is like you gotta make content that reaches the broadest, widest audience possible. I've made over 1,000 videos here on this channel on how to get more views, how to get more subscribers, and how to make more money. And most of that on the very introductory level, the people who haven't pressed record yet, the people who are still trying to figure out what camera should I get, people who are just in their first 100, maybe first 1,000, something like that, subscribers, like they're just getting started. And that stuff is great, but my team and I are finding that our sweet spot for where we help creators the most is with channels who have several thousand subscribers, 10,000 subscribers. They have their eye on that silver play button or that gold play button. It's not really with the creator who's just getting started. There's a lot of money to be made there, and it's certainly brought us audience, but it's not who we feel like we serve the best as a company. There's plenty of other people on this platform already, great friends of mine who are doing a fantastic job at that, and I support them 100%. That next level creator has a very different set of problems, of issues, of roadblocks, of challenges, of questions. It's very different from the type of content that we normally make here on this channel. It's stuff that I really enjoy talking about, but the people who want to grow and be successful is like big. The amount of people who actually work hard enough to start seeing some results is significantly smaller. And then the number of people who are actually going to dedicate what they need to do to get it to that next level is even smaller still. And my experience is that these people aren't always going to YouTube to find solutions to those types of problems. That's why I feel this tension, like, here's the value I want to provide, and here's what actually gets views. Anyone else feel that way on their channel? I think there's an untapped need there, and it's where my team and I thrive and do our best work. And so I'm willing to make that move, even if it means like we're not going to reach as big of an audience. Ultimately, at the end of the day, what we want is to serve the people that we feel like we serve the best. Now, I thought about this from the perspective of people who are more on that beginner level stage, who actually do want the next level type of tactics. They want to know, like, what are the secrets? If you don't do the basics, it's like any musician or athlete or actor. As soon as I learned the advanced stuff, that's where the growth really takes off. I grew up as a wrestler all through Pee Wee League and middle school and high school and into college, and then I coached a high school team for a few years after that. I couldn't take any wrestler who didn't understand the basic moves. I couldn't show them advanced stuff. It wouldn't help them. It wouldn't do anything for them. It would actually make them mess up and actually hurt them. So what I want to experiment here on this channel are those of you guys who already have your 10,000 minimum subscribers, followers, because it's a little bit bigger than just YouTube. Like, these principles that we want to talk about apply almost to any platform, because when you get to that point, you're no longer at this platform specific strategy. We're like, oh, here's an extra button I didn't know to click on YouTube that gets me an extra 10,000 subs. Like, the button doesn't exist. So we really want to create content that serves that 10K creator really well. This person has a vision for where they want to go, for what they want to accomplish, what they want their content to be, who they're trying to serve. Typically, that person has figured out a thing or two about how to grow their audience and attract people to their content online, often the next question they're asking is, well, how do I monetize this? We love coming in and helping that person create a business model around their channel. It's a lot harder to get people to figure out how to consume paid content from you if you haven't figured out how to get them to consume free content from you yet. Getting them more views and more subscribers, that's part of growing the business, but also start getting them down the right track of figuring out, how do I start growing a team and creating products and services and integrating that into my brand and serving people even better than I could have before, and going from just the revenue I'm earning through YouTube's monetization systems, which are great, to now having my own monetization systems, my own business that are completely eclipsing the revenue that YouTube's products were making for my channel. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and I just wanted to communicate that with you guys to be upfront and kind of share with you where I am at with all this. But I don't think it's smart to just make a sharp left-hand turn and kind of leave everyone else in the dust. Let me share with you the process I'm going to follow. Maybe this helps some of you guys who are maybe thinking about pivoting on your own too. Number one, is this the right time for you to do it? And that could be based on the metrics you see, the analytics, your own interest level, the people you're working with, the direction your business is going. It could be a lot of different things. Number two, consider doing some research on what your audience's interests might be. Here at Video Creators, we do a big annual survey of you guys here through the channel and our email list and other platforms. And we see that the creator who's at that 10K mark and above they ask significantly different questions and problems and roadblocks than the people who are like under that 10K. And it was just like completely two different audiences. Right now, I feel like we're kind of doing a mediocre job at hitting either one of them, just to be totally honest, based on our analytics and our data, because some videos are for that beginner person, and this other video is like, oh, we really want to make this because we think it's important and really valuable. Number three, I think it's really important for us to consider, what are we actually really interested and passionate talking about? I've worked with, I don't even know how many creators who have come to me in a session and been like, Tim, I started with my channel talking about this thing. I don't really want to talk about that anymore. Like, I'm kind of stuck now. And I often say, like, yeah, go this other direction, communicate it, let people know what's going on, like I'm trying to do with you guys right now, and be open and forthright about it. But I think it's important to consider like what our interests are, because otherwise those creators who never pivot and they just stick to the thing that gets them views and subscribers and money and that kind of stuff, eventually they burn out and they lose interest and their channels plateau and decline, because I think that comes across in their videos and in their content. People can pick up like, I don't feel like the passion's theirs. Number four, I think it's important through this process that you keep your audience updated with what you're thinking. Ask questions, run some surveys that we already talked about, but also be like, guys, here's what I'm thinking. What do you think? And that's part of what I want to do here with this content, with this video, is those of you guys who, if you're still watching at this point, you're obviously a committed member of this community. And regardless of what your subscriber level is, like, I really want to hear from you in the comments below, or the tweets that you're going to send me, or the emails that you're going to send me, or my team at videocreators.com. I really do value your input in hearing from you guys as I consider making this move, because I know a lot of the things you guys are thinking right now are things I've never thought of before. Like, I'm actually not in your shoes. I'm on this side and I have data you don't have access to, but I know that you have thoughts and perspective that I've never considered before. Number five, this is actually what step we're on right now, and that is to let your audience know that it's an experiment. This isn't like made in stone, concrete thing. This is like me just sharing some of my heart and feelings with you guys. We're testing new things, trying new content out, and we're going to be paying attention to the feedback, paying attention to the analytics and the metrics, paying attention to what happens on the business side, and also paying attention to what's happening inside of us. Are we doing work that we just really love, that's really impacting the people who are taking advantage of it? And so it's just a matter of time until some people who are currently here end up abandoning what we're doing, and other people start discovering it and be like, oh, this is exactly what I've been needing my whole life. Like, where have you been? Right? And you're going to see a lot more content coming up that's more on the business side of how do you monetize your audience after you've kind of figured out already how to get them to consume free content. What are the next steps after that? The biggest thing we saw in our data was like time. Like, those of you guys who are at the 100,000 subscriber range, you're like, if I can just push to that point, this will replace my income. This will be my full-time gig. But I don't have the time to make that awkward transition because I still got to keep the full-time job to pay the bills. And it's like that awkward spot. That's where we do our best work. Sorry, the sun's coming up. It's getting really bright, but we're going to keep going. This is just like a community video for us. Number 6, you need to determine ahead of time what metrics you're going to evaluate that'll help you decide, are we moving in the right direction or not. The problem is, if you just kind of do an experiment without determining what metrics you're going to evaluate beforehand, when the experiment's over, you're kind of left thinking like, I don't know if that actually helped me or not. Things that we're going to be looking at here is we expect to see a higher unsubscribe rate, views go down, retention go up, and average view durations go up. We should see a higher percentage of conversions from that content into email lists, into consultations, into some of the more premium things that we offer, if we are indeed actually hitting that audience. If we're not, then we're probably just abandoning a whole bunch of people and not really serving the people we want to serve as well as we thought we were. That's why it's an experiment. Maybe you've seen we've already started experimenting with it a little bit, talking about the 7 different skills you really need to turn your platform that you're building into a sustainable online successful business and things like that. But we're gonna keep going here for another month or 2 and experiment with more of that content. Personally, I'm really excited. How do we grow audiences and turn it into successful businesses? This past year, before COVID kicked in, I taught a high school class on business entrepreneurship. I wrote all the material, all the curriculum myself. It's like a whole year's worth of content on how do you start a business from scratch all the way through to employees and scaling and growth. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot, and one of the things that kind of surprised me was how much I really enjoyed teaching and talking about business, about entrepreneurship, mostly because I believe that it is one of the best ways to serve as many people as possible and change as many of their lives. That's what business does at its core. Is it helps people solve their problems. It's like a win-win-win-win situation. I can help you make more money. I can help you really win at your dreams and your goals. You can support my family and the people who are working on my team who are also trying to serve you the best we can. I love it. And then what I really love about it is that when your business grows, not only is that same thing now happening inside your business, you're now helping other people in bigger ways than you ever could have if it was just like online courses, or it's live in-person events, or if it is like creating services that you're gonna like start consulting with people, and changes people's lives in really, really big ways, especially when you are doing something that you believe is meaningful, not just like some paper pushing type of stuff, and you get to give meaningful work to other people who otherwise were just like pushing paper in a cubicle, but now they can come work for you and do something that they find fulfillment in a much deeper level than just taking home a paycheck. I feel like I'm just preaching right now, sorry. I was just kind of surprised over teaching that over the course of the year how much I really enjoyed that. I feel like that's something in me I want to try experimenting with that I think could scale and help you guys in much bigger ways. I've done it for myself multiple times with different online businesses. Video Creators is probably the only one you're familiar with because it's the only one I really talk about publicly here. My online businesses have generated millions of dollars and we've helped other people significantly grow their online businesses to millions of dollars. And I'm not at the point where I don't think I'm an expert yet. I think I've got a lot of work to do before where I can get to the point where I can predictably reproduce results for other people. From 10,000 to 100,000, 100,000 to a million, million to 5 million subscribers on YouTube. We've been able to reproduce that very consistently for people. The business side though, we're gonna start talking about it. We're gonna start experimenting, and would love to have you guys come along for the ride as we start to dive into some of this. I am fully aware that this entire experiment can completely flop, could completely backfire. People who are already successful and getting momentum, it's possible that those types of people don't really look for content like this on YouTube, or maybe they do, but they don't look for it from me. I don't know. That's why it's an experiment. I'm not committing to this forever. And I'm really looking forward to hearing your feedback and your input on this. Comment below. I definitely will be reading every single one of them. And if you are thinking about like, how do I grow? I actually made a guide for you right over here. If you haven't downloaded it already, it's completely free. It'll cost you your email address, but you can click it, download it, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments and then hearing your response to that guide. See you in the comments below.